And good Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us all across central Indiana this morning as we give you a beautiful shot here at the sky in downtown Indianapolis there. The beautiful lights around the Mass Avenue area this morning. So a beautiful start to your Friday. And it looks like that's going to stick with us into the weekend. We love that.
Yeah, I saw this in the monitor before it popped up, and I was like, that is so nice. This is like the sun setting there. You're out with your friends this evening. That looks like such a nice day. I know that we are closely watching our weather today. We got maybe a hot and stormy weekend ahead, but how about our Friday, Matt? How's that looking?
It looks like sweet summertime, just like he was singing.
Yes,
hey,
I love it.
It is going to be a good day today. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It is summer. There could be a pop-up shower or two out there, but we have a lot of events. We need to kind of stay dry. A lot going on.
This time of year, it's so iffy when you have those outdoor events, and we have a lot of them this weekend.
We do. So keep in mind, if you do have an event or if you're out planning an event, you might want to have a backup plan for Saturday.
Okay.
I think today is looking pretty good. I want to show you what we're watching. We've got a cold front that's on the way from the west. In the meantime, a warm front just came through Indiana. You may notice it being a little bit warmer this morning and just a touch more humid. And closer to the front, we've had a few extra clouds and some passing showers and thunderstorms. We're fine here in central Indiana. We're all right, but we are warmer and the atmosphere is priming itself for stronger thunderstorms tomorrow. Yeah, we could get a quick passing shower later today, but most of the time I think we'll be dry. You may want a shower to cool you off because we're headed to 90 degrees. It'll be a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. So the warm front's priming everything up, and then this cold front will actually be combined with this front. So we kind of get a double whammy here. They'll combine into one and then swing through Indiana tomorrow late evening into the overnight hours. And as it does so, we're going to have some scattered storm chances. In fact, a new severe risk is now over Indiana. I'll show you that in a moment. In the meantime, we've got some 70s out there this morning, still some upper 60s in eastern Indiana, but most of us are running a couple degrees warmer this morning than yesterday morning, even up to 6 degrees warmer from Muncie, from Ball State, all the way to Purdue this morning. But a lot of sunshine is headed your way today. Yeah, we've got a couple extra high-level clouds left over to the north, but those shouldn't be a big deal. Low 90s on the way today, and then we've got thunderstorm chances coming up for your Saturday. Cold front comes in. We're going to be timing out when you could see some of these strong thunderstorms and who has the highest risk for possibly some severe storms. We've got a lot to talk about this morning. But first, I do need to get you to a traffic alert on I-69. We are mostly shut down, and we've been so for about an hour now due to a fatal crash there between Daleville to McGalliard Road. That's also State Road 332. All southbound lanes remain shut down. In the northbound direction, there's now one lane that is open. If you have to use I-69 this morning, maybe you're coming north from Marion, maybe you're coming south from Pendleton and Anderson, be on lookout for this. If you're using Anderson, you got to come from Anderson. You may just want to take State Road 9 and then eventually hop on to State Road 332. If you're coming through Muncie, you may just want to take State Road 32, get to Daleville, and then hop on I-69, or just go west on McGalliard Road and hop on the interstate there. We don't have a lot of details yet, and there's not a camera at this site, so we can't give you much there. But I do also want to let you know I-69 south to Binford Boulevard will be closed starting tonight through the entire weekend. Julia?
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, this morning, new for you, IMPD is investigating a shooting not far from Brookside Park.
That shooting sent 2 people to the hospital. I can show you this area near 19th and Rural Streets. That's where officers responded there to that scene just after 2 this morning. This is a live picture, so you can see that there is still at least 1 officer on scene, and it looks like that crime tape is still up this morning. They tell us they found a man who'd been shot, who is in critical condition this morning.
Police also tell us another person involved in this incident was taken to the hospital, but not for a gunshot wound. And we also know a dog was injured at the scene.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of questions to be answered. We're checking in with police about a potential suspect. As soon as we learn more information, we'll share it here on air and online. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita now claims that Monroe County ignored a request from ICE to hold a man accused of attempted rape for the 2nd time in months.
But Rokita's social media post is actually getting some pushback from the sheriff. 39-year-old Manuel Lopez was charged this week for trying to rape a woman on a trail in Bloomington. Those new charges come just months after he took a plea deal in a separate attempted rape case.
Now, in a post on social media, Rokita claimed that ICE made a retainer request for Lopez, but he says that Monroe County did not honor it. Now, in response, the sheriff tells 13 News here in this statement that ICE only asked for a warning at the time before Lopez was released, something the sheriff says they honored. And that, quote, ICE was notified before Lopez was released. But here's what Rokita had to say.
Because this guy, Lopez, he's the poster child for why we need to have sanctuary city laws in this state and every state.
Lopez was in the jail for 222 days from his arrest in July of last year until sentencing this past February. 13 News reached out to ICE to confirm whether the agency tried to pick Lopez up but never got a response.
Rokita was also unable to confirm that information to 13 News. The Attorney General says ICE will likely put a detainer request on this latest new case. Lopez is back in court next week.
A soldier accused of killing a soldier from Indiana is set to face a court-martial for the crime. This is a story that we first shared with you in October. The Army Office of Special Trial Counsel made the court-martial referral for Specialist Wooster Rancy just this week. That's according to our NBC affiliate in Springfield, Missouri. Investigators say that Rancy shot Sergeant Sarah Roque and then disposed of her body in a dumpster at Fort Leonard Wood. Now a military judge will be assigned to the case. Rancy is charged with murder and obstruction in connection to Sergeant Roque's death. Roque is from Ligonier, Indiana, which is just northwest of Fort Wayne.
A 12-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after being injured in a boating accident. And now Indiana conservation officers are investigating what led up to the accident. It happened near Indiana Beach Wednesday afternoon on Lake Schaefer in White County. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says the boy was actually tubing behind a boat, and when he tried to get out of the water and into the boat, he was hit by the boat's propellers. He was airlifted to the hospital, we understand, with significant injuries.
Well, this morning, Indiana Governor Mike Braun's office says they have eliminated DEI initiatives and are now prioritizing MEI, which is Merit Excellence Innovation, which is coined by the governor.
His office is, in fact, releasing a report saying hundreds of cuts were made to eliminate this. Anna Chalker is in studio with us to look at that report and what some experts are saying on this decision. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. With that executive order, Governor Braun said he wanted to replace DEI with MEI, that Merit Excellence and Innovation Initiative, and he wanted state agencies to review their DEI positions and programs. In this report, Braun's office said they found 350 plus examples of DEI initiatives in state government programs. They eliminated 70 cases of DEI training for state employees. They modified or ended some grants that focused on education and healthcare, and they opened up 34 state agency grants to all Hoosiers that were previously conditioned on DEI. Braun directed agencies to look into all of this in compliance with a landmark Supreme Court case regarding race-based admissions. And 13 News reached out to Braun's office for an interview on this, but we did not hear back on that request. But in a statement, he says Indiana has replaced the divisive, politically charged DEI ideology with merit, excellence, and innovation, a level playing field where every single Hoosier has the chance to get ahead with hard work. And we've heard him in the past say multiple times he wants to run Indiana like a business. At 6:30, we talk with an expert who says, well, you really can't do that without these DEI initiatives, and what he's saying the state needs to do now with all these local groups.
So we'll hear from both sides. Thank you, Anna.
Well, right now, connecting with young people here in Indianapolis is really kind of a core goal for city leaders who hope it empowers them and keeps them safe.
We've seen this conversation nearly every day this week. Different violence prevention groups are stepping up and putting on events that help foster healthy relationships with young people and police. And last night was no exception. Another opportunity here in an effort to improve the community and do some good. RISE partnered with IMPD to have conversations with kids about being leaders.
RISE is a nonprofit that uses sports to educate kids, so they gathered at the Frederick Douglass Park meeting room. IMPD Deputy Chief Catherine Cummings says it really comes down to mentorship.
They can learn through mentorships. They can learn that there are things that they can do in the community. They can have jobs. There are things that they may not be aware of that are interesting to them.
Deputy Chief Cummings says that she hopes that events like these encourage kids to find a mentor and gain self-confidence.
Happening today, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is hosting a youth basketball clinic
with the goal of making a positive impact on kids. So now they hope that they don't end up meeting the prosecutor later for the wrong reasons. There's not many spots left for kids ages 8 to 10. There is a clinic, though, at 10 this morning.
There are some spots left for the ages 11 to 12 for the clinic that is actually at 1 o'clock this afternoon. If you think you or your child might be interested, we have all the information to register right now online. Well, the Fever are back on the court tonight to take on the Atlanta Dream here at home.
The Fever coming off of a 2-game losing streak. They lost Wednesday afternoon to the Golden State Valkyries. That was Caitlin Clark's first game back after being out for 5 games due to a groin injury.
So right now the Fever are 9-10 for the season. Not so great. The Dream are 12-7. So tip for tonight's game is at 7:30. Well, volunteers are getting ready for the WNBA AllStar weekend in our city.
They already got to pick up their gear and get some training in last night. More than 1,500 people are signed up. They have shifts all throughout the weekend, which starts next Friday, July 18th.
So that means we're just 1 week away from thousands of people heading into our city to see Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and their WNBA colleagues in action. And hey, we are getting a look at the new WNBA All-Star Legacy Court at Opalen Park.
It's part of the effort by the WNBA host committee's push to give back to our community. So Indy Park campers got to make the first buckets here at this park.
City leaders tell us the upgrades are also coming to the park thanks to $600,000 in donation from the Lilly Endowment.
It's 6:11 this morning. Another country is facing steep tariffs.
Coming up at 6:15, find out why President Trump says the threat isn't just about unfair trade.